Hi, Rob here, and welcome to R&B Reviews. Today I'm going to review an Alfred Hitchcock suspense classic called Dial M for Murder. It was released in 1954 and stars Ray Milland as Tony Wendis, a retired English professional tennis player who is married to a wealthy socialite named Margot, played by Grace Kelly. Tony discovers that Margot has been having an affair with Mark Halliday, an American crime fiction writer played by Robert Cummings, and unbeknownst to them, Tony knows about the affair and plots to murder Margot with the help of an old acquaintance with a small-time criminal record. The movie is based on a play by Frederick Knott, who also adapted the screenplay, and I recently saw the play at a community theater a few weeks ago, and I had never seen the movie before, so it sparked my interest in checking it out. So after watching it, I thought it was definitely one of Hitchcock's best films. Supposedly Hitchcock only made this movie to fulfill an obligation, and Hitchcock himself claimed he could have phoned in his direction and that the action would have been any less interesting if he had staged it in a phone booth. But if Hitchcock didn't really think highly about this movie, he definitely is not going through the motions. Most of the action is set in the main room of Tony and Margot's apartment, but it doesn't get unintentionally claustrophobic. Hitchcock does have a few scenes outside to allow the film to breathe. Now, because the movie is based on a stage play, I was curious if this movie was going to be too staticky and talky like some film adaptations can be, but I don't think so. In the long shots, actors do make some movements like picking up an object or something, and the dialogue and the performances carry the scenes through. And the movie has color photography, and while I thought it was nice to look at, I was sometimes wondering when I was starting the movie if it would have been more effective to shoot this movie in black and white, because I imagine there would be more shadowy, suspenseful scenes that really work in that format. But I thought how it was produced in color worked just as well. And on top of that, the movie is full of suspenseful moments, especially if you're not familiar with the story. From some of the big, suspenseful moments to the smaller ones that Hitchcock and Knott throw in just to keep the audience on the edge of their seats. The acting I thought was great all around. At first I thought Milland was a little bit too cheerful, and I know it's probably not fair to compare actors, but the actor I had seen on stage you can kind of tell was kind of snarky or hiding something from the get-go, but as the film progressed, he did become more manipulative and villainous, and he was able to up his fellow characters. He would also show panic in his face when he thought something was not going to go the way he thought. Grace Kelly I thought was good as Margot, but some of the other standout performances for me were Anthony Dawson's as Tony's con man acquaintance and John Williams as Police Inspector Hubbard. Dawson always seems to show that he has something to hide, whether it's through his facial expressions or his body language. And with Hubbard, usually police officers in movies up to that point came across as stuffy and sometimes dumb. But Williams makes Hubbard's more natural and intelligent, always coming up with ideas and theories even on the spot. The score for me was a bit hit and miss. I liked when we got suspenseful music, although I felt like there were times when I felt like it wasn't needed so it could add just a little bit more tension to the scene. I also didn't really like the romantic syrupy music when Margot and Mark Halliday are together. I know it was probably common at the time, but I felt like their actions and behavior demonstrated what was going on in their scenes together. Dial M for Murder I would definitely recommend to viewers, whether you like classic movies, suspense thrillers, or you're just looking for something to watch. It's very well acted, well photographed, the script is crackling with great dialogue and thrills, and of course, very well directed. So please check out the 1954 adaptation of Dial M for Murder by Alfred Hitchcock. Alright, well, if you have seen the movie, please tell me what you thought of it in the comment box below, and feel free to check out some other movie reviews. I've got new releases, I've got other classic movies that you can watch, and if you're interested, please hit the like button, and please consider being a subscriber. I appreciate you watching the video, and thank you very much for watching.